actually engage in it, then I don't know. It's for me a little bit a conflict. So I really wanted to ask what you think about it.
What is your name?
Sophie.
Sophie. Yeah, it's true. It's an act of discrimination to choose one person out of the others. It happened to me in the past, feeling that, hey, what about me? I deserve love too. But that was, again, for me, it was the inner child in me that was speaking out. And I was looking for somebody, like you shared, outside of me that could actually take care of me. A little bit like my mother used to do. And for me, true love is really first about that. How I can actually take care of that inner child, of those needs, before I actually project it on somebody. Because the more I expect somebody to do it for me, the less chance I have to find that, the less chance it will work, basically. That's my experience. For me, it's very clear that there is nobody better than myself to take care of the need of my inner child. And clearly, like you said, attraction is often very about something that we have not been able to give to ourselves yet. And we see, and our inner child in us see that, oh, maybe that person has that quality that I need so dearly. But again, it's a projection, so very often that's our inner child that expected that, but actually that's maybe not what that person can do for us. I see by listening to couples, for example, that the more they have experience in their life of living with somebody else, the more they expect less and less of the other, clearly. And the more it works. That's a phenomenon I've been looking at. And I know some couples of practitioners that are very good at actually taking care of themselves. So they don't expect much actually. They give a lot of freedom actually on their spouse. And it works, it works quite well actually in that case. I don't know if I'm answering to your question.
Yes, just the reproduction part.
I
don't know, but it's just a contradiction in itself to
Well, in reality, it's true that monastics usually don't reproduce. I mean, some may have had some children before. We have at least one here. Two. Some have had children before. Some also live and have children after. That exists too. We are not born monastics. But at the same time, somehow most of the monastics don't reproduce, I think. But there is still a lot of monastics. It still works somehow. So the reality is that there will be always people that have that deep calling, actually, of not wanting to get in one relationship to one person in particular, or many if it's about polyamorous or things, whatever. But the will, and that's my case, want to first put the priority on, okay, now I know how it works. I see it quite clearly, so I need to take care of the needs of my inner child. I see that every time I did project on the other, or I see other people do it, the more there is a projection, the more there is expectation. Very often it doesn't work very well, actually. I have another example. It was a couple, and actually they loved each other so much that at some point they decided, no, suspense. They loved each other so much, and they see how much the practice was actually giving them freedom, that they decided actually to go their own monastic path with each other. And I know that from the brother who became a monastic brother, he clearly said that was the most beautiful gift he could give to her, is actually to let her go through the monastic path, actually. And they didn't have children.
Different. Maybe I can add one thing that I was thinking of, apart from the very beautiful explanation of my brother, that it is very normal and very good to get together two people and reproduce. I mean, it is very normal, and it is not something that we don't want to do. Yes, as monastic we don't want, but as not monastic, most people have that wish. But I think that what the practice and what the mindfulness trainings also ask, and what they want to say is that our bodies are very sacred, and in our bodies are hidden a lot of all our suffering and trauma is also hidden in our bodies. And when we open to someone, and we are very vulnerable, and we can easily to be wounded. So when we offer ourselves in the reproductive way to someone, and it needs to go together with love, with true love. It means that we need to respect that person with love and kindness, and also compassion, meaning aware of their suffering in their life, maybe of their ancestors, then it is also welcome. And equanimity has also got to do like non-discrimination with our own, with accepting that person the way they are. And it doesn't mean that we need to love everybody in the way of attraction,
because that we reserve for one person, but we, the one we feel attracted to and have this kind of relationship with, that person, we need to love them with true love. Yes, and for sure we also try to love everybody with true love. But we make maybe more space for the person next to us, because to be able to understand everybody, that is quite a big work. Apart from first ourselves and every other. So I think that we live in the way about non-discriminating is the polar star. That is where we want to go, but we will not arrive at the polar star. And you know, there's two kinds of reality: the absolute reality and the historical reality. So we live in the historical reality, where there is a table and a chair, and there is sun and there's rain. And if you go to the ultimate reality, we see that everything is one. There is no separate self. But in the historical reality, there is separate self. But we are aware that when we look deeper, everything is connected. And we try in our daily life to be as much aware as possible that everything is connected. And that makes it also easier to love and to... there is not a dogma against discrimination, but there is a direction to go to. We try to see the interconnectedness.